Welcome back to my channel. So today I will be discussing with you a very new approach to chemistry, which we call it as a green chemistry. Now the word green is very familiar to us because destruction of green environment is triggering artificial. Now global warming is the cause of destruction of Mother Earth. Global warming is leading to melting of the glacier, and as a result, we are facing artificial floods. And due to this global warming, the sea level is gradually increasing, and even few islands have disappeared. They have been submerged. So if this process is allowed to carry on, then life in this planet will not be too long. Will become a part of history. So in order to protect ourselves from this devastation, we have to practice a green environment. And chemistry is also catching up with a new dimension, with a new vision of doing chemistry, synthesizing new compounds, riches, without destructing the environment. And this new branch of science, this new branch of chemistry, it is called green chemistry. So today we will be discussing, first of all, I will be discussing why we need green chemistry. Is chemistry really damaging our environment? Is chemistry becoming a potential threat for the destruction of the universe? So for this, I have made a PowerPoint which I will present to you. So here we go. So the title is Green Chemistry, the new phase of chemical sciences. And myself, Bedanta Kumar Borah, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, Devraj Roy College, Gulagat, Assam. And if you're really enjoying my classes, please subscribe my channel, YouTube channel. It is Bedanta 69. So first of all, I will start this presentation with two great sayings. We do not inherit the earth from our parents. We borrow it from our children. That means we have no license to damage this universe. We have no license to damage this earth. We have to preserve it for our future generation. So we have to be careful in every step we do take. Albert Einstein, problem cannot be solved at the same level of awareness that created them. So as time progresses, people felt that their actions are not appropriate. So they need to change their action. They need to change their vision. And to change the vision, you need to have a different level of thinking. That is why the famous theoretical physicist Albert Einstein quoted. Now the main question is, why do we choose chemistry? Why chemistry is important? And the answer was given by the famous artist Leonardo da Vinci, who said, when nature stops producing any new species, the chemist takes over. So chemistry is the only branch of science which is directly satisfying our needs. But still, nature has got its own limitation. Nature is not able to cope up with the population boom. Population is increasing in a geometrical progression. And as the population is increasing, our natural resources are depleting. So Leonardo da Vinci rightly quoted, when nature stops producing any new species, the chemist takes over. The striking example is the anti-malarial drugs. Formerly, people used to take the bark of cinchona tree, in which the alkaloid quinine was present, to treat malaria. But how many trees of cinchona trees are left? So people, the chemists, tried to save these trees. and they took the challenge and they invented many new anti-malarial drugs, which we have already studied, like chloroquine, pharmaquine, primaquine, etc. Then another striking example, what you learned in your previous class, are the polymer, the polythene. So nature has given us ethene, but people need polythene to escape from rain. And it was the turn of the chemist to turn ethene, which is obtained from natural sources, from mines, into polythene. So Leonardo da Vinci, he rightly spoke, when nature stops producing any new species, the chemist takes over. Now, while those engaged in science and industry in chemistry hail the achievements that have come from the central stream of science, as I've already told you, that the chemical science is the only branch of science which meets the needs of the population directly. And being a chemist, we are very proud of our achievement. We could invent different types of drugs, we can invent vaccines, we can invent antibiotics, we can invent new polymer, but at what price? Whether the price is in terms of money, people said no, because they pointed their finger toward these chemical industries, that they are the main source of pollution. They are the main source for destructing our Mother Earth. So there are others who viewed chemicals and chemistry as some things to be afraid of, curtailed, and avoided wherever possible. Chemistry has resulted in medical revolution. So with the invention of drugs, with the invention of vaccines, so nowadays in this COVID crisis, the people are looking at the faces of the chemists. Chemists, come on, make some vaccines for us and let us survive the fatality, the potential destruction which the universe is facing due to the SARS-CoV vaccine. So at the beginning of the 20th century, the average life was 47 years. And in 1990, it is estimated the average life is 75 years. Because using chemistry, we have eradicated polio, we have eradicated tetanus, etc., etc. Virtually every arena and every aspect of material life has resulted in improvement thanks to research and development for this field of science, that is the field of chemistry. Now, what are the benefits of chemical industry? Chemical industry has provided us antibiotics and other medicine, which is increasing the average life, fertilizer and pesticide, which is increasing the agricultural production so that the population could feed, it does not get starved. Then the chemical industries have provided us with plastic. These are low cost material. They are resistant to corrosion, light, nylon, rayon, polyester, other synthetic material, gasoline and other fuel, water purification, including the water purification, we are having certain polymers which are used for water filtration. So the chemical industries, the chemist, it is benefiting the society if you look at from this angle. But everything is not same as the chemist observes. So we the chemists are beating our own drums. Yes, we have invented different types of antibiotics. We have invented different vaccines. We have invented polymer. But the other people said that the cause of pollution, it is due to the chemical industry. Now, price of achievements of chemistry in the 20th century, the emerging achievements of chemistry during the last century have not come without a price. The price men had to pay was not only in the form of expenses incurred in making the material, but also the form of adverse effect of synthetic chemicals on health and environment. You all remember DDT. So DDT was used in the World War, and DDT has saved millions of people because DDT was sprayed to kill those mosquitoes causing malaria, and as a result, our population, the soldiers engaged in the World War, could save themselves from the malaria infection by using DDT. But later on, it was found that DDT has a hazard impact upon the environment. And this was pointed out by the famous writer Russell Carson in his book Silent Spring, published on September 27, 1962. There he pointed out the adverse effect of DDT upon the environment. Global warming due to greenhouse gases, ozone layer depletion due to the CFC, that is the chlorofluorocarbons, and the VOC, that is the volatile organic compounds, ecotoxicity, chronic toxicity, carcinogenicity, tectonic losses, etc., are all due to the invention of chemistry. So in the previous classes of polymer, I talked to you about the plasticizer. This plasticizer is used to improve the quality of plastics. It added softness to plastic. It reduced brittleness of plastic. But at the same time, this plasticizer were carcinogenic. So common man become apprehensive about the word synthetic chemicals so much that design multinational company like DuPont. Okay, so the DuPont in the world, there are two big companies, chemical industry. One is the Monsanto and the other one is DuPont. These are huge chemical industries and they have branches almost in every nook and corners of this planet. So the DuPont, they were engaged in making different types of chemicals which were used by people to make their life smoother. And so they used a famous company slogan, better living with better things through chemistry. So their famous company slogan, better things, better living with better things through chemistry. Because DuPont, it was a chemical industry, it was a giant chemical industry, and they were manufacturing acids, they were manufacturing plastics, they were manufacturing drugs, etc. So they were very much that they used a famous slogan, better living with better things through chemistry. But as time passed, the people, they even hesitated. They came to the street, stop this chemical industry. They are polluting the planet. And it is due to chemical industry. We are not able to breathe properly. Because the byproducts of chemical industry, they were all released into the atmosphere and it was causing a lot of pollution. So they got frightened due to the huge public outcry against this chemical industry. So in 1990, DuPont changed their company slogan, better living with better things through chemistry, to better living with better things through science. They omitted the word chemistry because they have to face the public, because the public was against all these chemical industries. There were a huge procession in the United States and in the European countries against those chemical industries. And they believed that the global warming, ozone layer depletion, toxicity in the river leading to death of the marine organisms was due to this chemical industry. So the DuPont, they changed their company slogan, better living with better things through chemistry, to better living with better things through science in 1990. Today, chemistry, therefore, have to make intrinsic decision regarding hazard. So we have to change the vision. We have to find new way where the waste generated, where the toxic material generated, where the pollutions that we are creating can be minimized. And the answer to this is in one word: we should follow green chemistry. So these are some slides I am presenting you. The concerns of chemistry. So you can see this river. It is present in the internet. It is the Cuyahoga River in Ohio, United States. And all the industry effluents were drained into this river. And this river got so much polluted that the entire river caught fire in June 22, 1969. Then this is industrial pollutants, effluents. They are released into the river Nile. This is the river Nile, and this is an industry. And all the effluents, these effluents carrying the heavy metals. And you know, heavy metals are poison. They are all drained into the river. The same thing is happening in India. You know, the Ganga is being polluted. Why? Because many industries of Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, the industrial effluents, they are just drained into the river Ganga. So in Assam, till now, we are little bit lucky to say enough that industrialization is not up to the mark in Assam. And as a result, the river, mighty river Brahmaputra is still not polluted as much as the Ganga is polluted. So here you can see, this is the Ghaziabad town in Ghaziabad. It is in Uttar Pradesh. So these are all smoke of chemical industries, and these smokes, they are released into the environment. So this is our river Dhansiri. This is the river Dhansiri. And you all know that all the municipality waste are dumped in the bank of river Dhansiri. And this waste, they're finding their way into the river. Can you identify this town? It is Tokyo. It's the most polluted city in the universe. And we know that Japan is technologically highly advanced, but this is at the price. So what is development? So we are getting things to be used inside our house, but we are not able to walk outside our house due to this environment. And in fact, in Japan, in Tokyo City, now they are oxygen breathing center. You have to pay to breathe oxygen. They will be providing no face oxygen. You go and sit there for 1 or 2 hours, breathe oxygen, because the environmental oxygen is highly polluted and it is not free for breathing. And few days ago, the same scenario was in Delhi City. Same thing was happening in Delhi City. So this is dirty water of Jamuna. The fishes are killed because in Jamuna, all the industrial effluents of Uttar Pradesh and Delhi City is drained. And as a result, the river is getting polluted and the fishes are bred. The similar thing happened in Japan. That is the mercury poisoning. Due to mercury poisoning, the fishes were affected and those fishes were consumed by the people and the people fell ill. So if you cannot control our industry, the chemical industries, our lives are in danger. So this is the explosion of atom bomb in Hiroshima. This is the explosion, that is the mushroom cloud. And this is now what is happening here. And this is a nuclear reactor, Chernobyl, in Ukraine, which is exploded in 1986. And a lot of people died. The World Health Organization estimated in 2005 that up to 4,000 people eventually died of radiation and exposure. But the Russians did not come out through actually what happened. Later on, due to the pictures captured by the US satellites, they indicated that there was a nuclear explosion in Ukraine. Then only the Russians confessed, yes, we had an accident. But till date, they did not publish any white paper regarding the actual casualty. So now there is a debate whether fossil fuel is good, fossil energy is good. That is the energy which you get from burning fossil fuel, or nuclear energy is great. But still, it is a big question mark. Because people believe that nuclear energy is non-polluting, but the series of nuclear accidents in nuclear reactors made people think twice. Then lastly, we come across the acid rain, which we used to study, that due to burning of fossil fuel, sulfur dioxide is released into the atmosphere, and in the atmosphere, sulfur dioxide is oxidized to sulfur trioxide, and this sulfur trioxide gets dissolved in rainwater to give acid rain. And this acid rain is making water hard, it is draining the minerals into the river, etc. etc. So the root cause for acid rain are all these chemical industries. So there are many more such cases where the chemical industries were directly responsible for many accidents. So in India in 1984, the accident in Union Carbide in Bhopal, the methyl isocyanate leaked from a tank, and instantaneously thousands of people died in their bed without knowing why, because lots of methyl isocyanate gas leaked. So this thing that the company slogan, better things for better living through chemistry, was changed to better things for better living. Today, chemistry therefore have to make intrinsic decision regarding the hazards associated with products, auxiliary solvent, etc. So it was now the turn of the chemist to think of some new ideas by which you can minimize the pollution. And the answer for this is green chemistry. So what is green chemistry? Green chemistry is preventing pollution, sustaining the earth. Because if we do normal chemistry, we'll be releasing sulfur dioxide gas into the atmosphere, and that sulfur dioxide gas will be responsible for acid rain. Then the industrially, as a result, the people in the planet will be exposed to this acid rain, and they may cause severe skin diseases, and they may pollute the underwater reserve. So the chemists now have to do something new so that the art can be sustained. So the word, the green chemistry, represent the pillar that holds our sustainable future. It is imperative to teach the value of green chemistry to tomorrow's chemists. You are tomorrow's chemist. We are gone chemists. Our time is over. You are the new chemist. So the chemistry that you will be doing for the next 100 years, it will be solely based upon the principles of green chemistry. So green chemistry is normal chemistry. Green chemistry is nothing new. But green chemistry has suggested 12 important principles. And by adhering to this principle, we can make our laboratory green. We can make our laboratory environment free. So green chemistry is nothing new, the same chemistry, but the way of doing the chemistry is slightly different. And the green chemistry is guided by 12 principles, and these 12 principles are collectively called the principles of green chemistry, and they were forwarded by Paul Anastas. So green chemistry is utilization of a set of principles that reduces or eliminates the use or generation of hazardous substances in design, manufacture, and application of chemical products. So green chemistry is about waste minimization at source, use of catalyst, use of non-toxic reagent, use of renewable resources, improve atom efficiency, use of solvent-free, recyclable, environmentally benign system. So the green chemistry has provided us 12 principles, which are called the 12 principles of green chemistry. And these principles are forwarded by Paul Anastas. And utilizing this set of principles, we can make chemistry green. We can save our planet from pollution arising due to the chemical industries. So green chemistry is reducing waste, reducing material, reducing hazard, reducing risk, reducing energy, reducing cost. So what are the 12 green principles of green chemistry? So these are the 12 principles of green chemistry. Prevention, it is better to prevent waste than to treat or clean up waste after it has been created. Atom economy, I will be elaborating later on in my next class. Atom economy means maximum atoms present in the reactant must be produced, must be incorporated to the product. So atom economy means that all the reactant must be present in product. That means for a reaction in good atom economy will produce minimum waste. Less hazardous chemical synthesis, we must use techniques by where we use less hazardous chemicals. Less hazardous chemicals means inflammable chemical, carcinogenic chemical. We have to try to omit it. Designing safer chemicals, chemical products should be designed to affect their desired function while minimizing their toxicity. For example, plasticizer. Plasticizer, they are very fine. They reduces the brittleness of plastic, but at the same time, they are carcinogenic. So green chemistry says that you design chemicals which are safe to be used. Then safer solvent and auxiliary, because you have already used a lot of solvent in the laboratory, and these solvents are volatile. These solvents are also carcinogenic, and green chemistry says that you minimize the use of solvent so that these solvents are not drained into the drain pipe and get released to the environment. Design for energy efficiency. So green chemistry says that a process should be energy efficient, because if a process requires more energy, that means more burning of fossil fuel, and that will release more polluting gases to the environment. Use of renewable feedstocks. Green chemistry says that you use renewable feedstocks. For example, now you say petrol. Petrol is a fossil fuel, it is non-renewable. But if you can generate a fuel from ethanol, and ethanol can be obtained from molasses. Molasses can be obtained from sugarcane, so it will be a renewable fuel. So green chemistry also advocates the use of renewable sources of chemicals, the chemicals which can be produced from the agricultural field. You can renew. Reduce derivatization. So when you derivatize it, derivatization means protecting a group and deprotecting a group which you have already studied. So when you derivatize a functional group, when you try to protect a functional group, it uses further chemical. Then green chemistry says use of catalysis, catalyst that increases the rate of reaction. So when the rate of reaction increases, the time for a chemical reaction will be low, and low time means there will be less energy involved. Then design for degradation, real-time analysis for pollution prevention, in-heart safety chemistry for accident prevention. So friends, in today's class, I am trying to explain you why we need green chemistry. What are the hazards or what are the drawbacks of the normal chemistry we are doing, and how the mindset of the people were changed due to certain accidents in the chemical industry. So today just I have outlined all the 12 principles of green chemistry, and in coming days I will be presenting with you different presentation, and I will try to explain each and every principles of green chemistry. So till then, it is goodbye, and if you like my channel, please subscribe it and like it. Thank you.